What's going on, everybody? It's the Hook Cam back again with another film breakdown. This time checking out the Pats and the Browns. Just a couple of takeaways I had from this game. Sony Michel ran the rock a lot better. I thought that he looked very good running the football. This offensive line, I know people are talking trash about it, but I thought that they actually played decently well against a solid Browns front, and I try to highlight that in this video. And of course, the defense does what the defense does, making plays all over. I only have one or two clips in here of the defense, though. I did focus a little bit more on the Patriots offense. So with all that being said, guys, if you could, before we jump into this thing, show a little bit of support for the channel, drop a like, hit that subscribe button. That would mean the world to me. I appreciate all your support up to this point. I really hope that we can keep this thing going. So with all that being said, guys, let's dive on into this bad boy. All right, fellas, first play we're taking a look at from this Pats-Browns game is going to be the first play of the game for the Patriots, and it's going to be just a wide zone to the right, really a weak side wide zone, something that I've said that is becoming more and more prominent in the NFL. What we're going to get on this is essentially a reach or a kick out. Really, it depends on how this cat plays it from our right tackle. Our right guard is going to work up to 53, very tough block here, but he gets the job done. We have to reach this nose tackle with our center, and then with our backside guard, we have to get up to this Mike, and it's really a phenomenal job across the board. Our right guard does a really good job of working up to that backer. Doesn't get him down and doesn't get his head play side, but it is effective because that guy can't make the play. Now our backside guard and our center on this, to me, is really where this play is made. This is a phenomenal job from Ted Karras to get this thing done. All right, this is a tough block to do, a one tech that you have to reach block. Really good job of getting his helmet midline to play side on that and getting him out of the play. And then last but not least, Joe Thuney, our backside guard here, does a phenomenal job working up to 51. Look at him turn on the burners and then get up there. That dude has no chance of making that play unless it's 10 yards downfield. So off the bat, really good job from this Patriots offensive line that has been taking a lot of heat lately from the New England media and fans. All right, guys, first play of the second series is going to be another weak side run play from the Patriots. We're going to motion Mohamed Sanu down on this one, and he's going to end up down blocking on Myles Garrett. Does a phenomenal job on that. We're going to get a toss out of the New England Patriots in their backfield, pulling with Marshall Newhouse. He does a really good job getting out to that corner, but again, it's just the execution. Julian Edelman coming down and laying the hat on 42 there, but again, it's the beginning plays of drives that I love with New England, and their ability to run the rock on first down, I think, is really what helps them be so successful, right? And it's finding receivers who can block and get that thing done. Good job from Tomlinson working up, being the lead blocker on that. Unfortunately, he just got released today. But again, solid job from this Patriots offensive line. The center doing a really good job of reaching and getting his helmet play side on that so that nose tackle can't get involved in the play. And then Sony Michel just finishing this run off, doing a really good job, again, getting this running game going, and something that I don't think is talked about a ton but should be talked about more. Sony Michel really finding his own recently in these games with New England, and this is just another example of that. All right, fellas, an early 3rd down and 6. Honestly, one of my favorite plays from this game, just because of how much went into this thing mentally from the offensive perspective. Okay, so what the defense is doing, right, is they're bringing a ton of guys up on the line, trying to make that quarterback figure out who's coming, who's not. Now, in the Bills breakdown that I did, we saw that defenses, and the Bills especially, like to bring cats up, and then they like to drop them back to cover any sort of crosser from Edelman specifically, right? Obviously, everybody knows it's Brady's 3rd down target. It's probably where he's going to go. So we drop this defensive back here to bracket 11, right? Forcing Brady to go elsewhere with the ball. Now, usually his second read and the second place that he goes is to the check down. But what the Browns do on this, and they do a really good job of it, is they bring the safety down to cover James White out of the backfield. Okay, really good job from the Browns, right? We got our linebacker and our safety down here on James White, so your crosser's taken away and your back's taken away in case you feel pressure. Right? But Brady puts this ball the one spot that they don't cover, and really the only spot that you can put this ball, which is deep to the sidelines to Dorsett for a first down. Just an incredible ball from 12. And I know that, the narrative, especially on social media, is that he's not as good as he was. He's not the greatest of all time. If you want to get into that, fine. Okay, but this is a phenomenal ball from 12. Only place that he can catch it. Great execution on 3rd down and a big-time first down pickup early in this game. All right, fellas, giving a little bit of shine to this defense that everybody's talking about. A lot of people are saying, "Oh, they haven't played anybody," but technique-wise and schematically, this defense is doing some incredible things. And Kyle Van Noy is really the highlight on this play. He's our edge defender right over here. So what the Browns are going to run is really like a buck sweep, trying to get to this edge or trying to cut it upfield. Okay, now most of the time, this tight end in situations like this, he's going to down block. But of course, we have this defender right on top, so he's going to work upfield. All right. Now to Kyle Van Noy, this could look like a pass route, which would make him a rusher. But he does a really good job keeping his eyes down the line of scrimmage and seeing this pull. Now watch what he does here. That's what we call a spill technique, or what I would call a spill technique. And what you're trying to do is put your shoulder pad right into the offensive lineman's thigh board, making there no gap to run through right here and forcing this offensive ball carrier to bounce outside, where ideally there's corners and safeties and a linebacker scraping over the top to make the play. He does such a good job spilling on this play. You take out that guard. Nick Chubb still tries to force it, but again, we get a little lucky on that fumble, and they take this thing for 6. But again, it's just the technique on this from Kyle Van Noy that's so incredible. Fellas, the Julian Edelman touchdown early in this game, in the route and the decision and all that I think is good, but really more than anything what I want to point out is the protection. This Patriots offensive line is, yes, it is beat up, absolutely. There's really only 2 starters in there from last year because Shaq Mason was out on Sunday, but this is a phenomenal job of protecting the quarterback, creating a pocket, and letting him go to work. Really good job from Marshall Newhouse, who does a quick jump set on this to get out to Olivier Vernon. Solid job there. Teddy Karras is locking down at the center position. And then our right guard and our right tackle are doing a great job. This is Marcus Cannon on Myles Garrett, who's obviously one of the better players in the NFL right now. Working out to him, being firm, not letting him dip under you and get that edge, keeping his hips in front. Solid job from this offensive line. Solid job. And I do think that they need a little bit more praise than they're getting. 66, James Ferentz, I believe his name is, filling in for Shaq Mason, does a really good job working on this 3-tech. All around, solid job on this protection, giving 12 enough time to make a decision to throw this football in for a quick 6 for the Patriots. All right, fellas, the second Julian Edelman touchdown on the day. Again, I want to highlight this protection. This offensive line who's just been getting dogged on by the media, but this is an outstanding job by this Patriots offensive line. Okay, Marcus Cannon stalemates Myles Garrett, who tries to get him with this little inside swim move. Marcus Cannon does a good job sitting on it, getting his arm out there. Hey, maybe it is holding, but he doesn't touch 12, and they don't call it. But the biggie about this, and the biggest thing, is I think that he does a good job of strong-arming that, but then also trying to work his hips back in front on it, right there. See how he's redirecting his hips and trying to get his feet in front? Phenomenal job by 61 on that. Marshall Newhouse, our left tackle. People are talking a lot about him, saying not a lot of good things. Great job with his kick step. Olivier Vernon, a little bit more of a speed rusher out there. Gets that jump set, beats him to the point. Now 54 is kind of swimming a little bit, trying to get to Brady. Okay, and then, of course, up front, really good job working on this double team in the pass protection between these two cats. Just a good job all around. Is it a 3-man rush? Yeah, it is. But at the same time, you're giving 12 enough time. He breaks the pocket, showing the mobility, showing the legs from Brady, and getting this thing done. But a good job by this offensive line in this situation. And then, obviously, great execution from 11 and 12 to put this thing in for 6. All right, fellas, 3rd down and 10 for New England. We're going to get a screen out of the Patriots. And again, this is when I talk about coaching and how much it affects a game. And it's an obvious statement. Obviously, coaching affects the game, but it's great play callers. It's guys like McDaniels and Andy Reid and Kyle Shanahan. These guys who are one step ahead of a defense, okay? The past 3 or 4 third downs from the Browns in this game have all been pressure looks. Right, which is essentially what we're getting here. Okay, we have a 5-man front. They're bringing 5. We catch them in a twist up front, leak James White out into the flat, and we end up with a big-time gain on this screen. But it's that being one step ahead, and the execution of the offensive line is phenomenal on this play. And I really want to hone in on Joe Thuney here, who does a great job selling out for this thing, and really he's the one, in my opinion, that breaks this. All right, so like I said, the Browns have shown a couple of pressure fronts on their last couple of third downs, right? Josh McDaniels dials up a screen. Outstanding call. Watch Joe Thuney on this thing, because 53 is the only guy who can make a play, and he lays out for a block that springs James White, and he almost takes this thing to the house. But it's the play calling, being a step ahead, and the execution that makes New England what they are right now. And they're head and shoulders above almost every other team in the NFL because of stuff like that. All right, fellas, 3rd down and 1 here for New England, and 2 guys that I want to highlight on this is going to be the right guard and then Sony Michel, who's running the rock. Score 17-10 at this point. It is a tight game. This is a big down. And Patriots are going to run their wide zone out of this. They love running this in short yardage situations. Really why I want to highlight the right guard is because pre-snap we're going to get Myles Garrett bumping down into a 4-eye, and his whole role is to penetrate this gap. Okay, Ferentz does a great job taking that step, getting his helmet to the midline, and then fighting his ass off to get this block done. Okay, really good job from the right guard on this play because that will kill a play, 100%. But he does a good job stalemating Myles Garrett, keeping him at the line of scrimmage, and forcing him to not make a play. The second guy that I want to point out is Sony Michel, who I believe isn't getting the shine he deserves. No, he's not having 120, 130-yard games, but Sony Michel's been running the rock a lot better than he was earlier in the season. So we're going to get a quick swim move at a 98. Teddy Karras is going to miss 100%. This stuff happens on the line of scrimmage because everything's just going so fast, so quick. Right, 98 does a good job getting into the backfield and getting his helmet onto Sony Michel's knees, but he doesn't bring him down. This is a great piece of running from Sony Michel, and yeah, it's only a 2-yard gain and it's a first down, but this is a great job breaking first contact, lowering his shoulder, and picking up your first down for your team. Really good job on that. Execution definitely could be better at a 75, but at the same time, outstanding job from Sony Michel, and situations like this, and Teddy Karras has done a great job filling in for David Andrews, but situations like this is where I notice the missing piece of 60 in this offense because he's so good at short yardage situations. But 75's done a really good job so far this year. I'm sure that he'll keep it up, but again, highlighting the right guard and the running back on this who get the job done and get this first down for New England. We got a 3rd down here, and I want to show some of the little things that Ben Watson's doing to make his presence known, even though it's not getting catches and it's not making big gains. This is a phenomenal job by 84 on this play. Okay, so what we're getting down here, Ben Watson is going to run through the outside shoulder pad of this defender, and really they work to kind of stack these two, right? Jakobi Meyers' route looks like it's going to cross the field. That's why we're getting this defensive back moving this way. Ben Watson does a good job working upfield and just taking this defender with him, and then we're creating space for Jakobi Meyer here on this out route. Really good ball from 12. I know that that's not going to get talked about a lot, but that opposite hash out route that he just threw is very difficult to do. But again, great job by 84 on this, creating that traffic for defensive backs, creating a nice easy throw for Brady, and a big time first down for the Patriots late in this game. Right, fellas, that last play was actually going to do it for me. I thought I had a little bit more, but I do not on this one. Not a long video, but I just wanted to throw a little something out there. I was actually impressed with how the Patriots played this weekend. There's definitely a long way to go for this team to be the Super Bowl caliber that we usually see. And again, it's only week 8, so there's a long way to go. But with all that being said, guys, I hope you enjoyed. I hope you found this video informative. If you did, if you could drop a like, hit that subscribe button, it would mean the world to me. But with all that being said, guys, I'm the Hook Cam, and I will see you next time.